Assalamu alaikum guys. As we explained, as we did a polling, and in this polling result you wanted me to make a detailed video on issue of Palestine to explain it to the world that what's happening between Israel and Palestine. In recent days, Israeli government, the Israeli police attacked people who were praying in Mosque Al-Aqsa and targeting the civilian population. Because of that, a lot of people lost their lives. Like the honor of the mosque was also disturbed, so because of that there were a lot of tensions between the civilian population in Palestine and the defense forces of Israel because of the clashes that erupted in recent days. There's a tension going on in all other Muslim countries also, that are fearing for the they feel concerned about the lives of the innocent lives of civilians of Palestine. And not only Muslim countries, a lot of other countries and a lot of other parliaments are also wishing to have a good solution to that. Let me explain you the background of this issue. Israel was created on 14th of May 1947. Because before that, this land called Israel and Palestine and all other Arab countries were being ruled by Ottoman Empire at that time. But this place got occupied after the war by the British. British promised the Jewish people that they will be given a Jewish state in that area, Middle East countries, and also the Palestinian Arabs were promised to give a state named Palestine. Now, promising two types of people to give two countries in the same region was the worst thing that British did. So as after the war they could not do anything to solve the conflict, they just flooding away and giving that place to UN. As that place came to UN, under the UN wanted to have a two-state solution, and they wanted to make Israel and also Palestine, giving some areas that belong to some people after negotiations and agreements. But all Arab leagues totally did not agree. They disagreed with that decision, and they started fighting, and they did not approve the resolution of UN. Because of that, a war happened between the Israel and all other Arab countries: Egypt, Jordan, Syria, UAE, and all Lebanon, all other countries. Unfortunately, the war did not came in the support of the Arabs, and Israeli won the war. Because of that, a lot of territories, like maximum of the territories, went into the control of the Israel, like East Jerusalem, West Bank, Gaza, and all other places, and they occupied all those places. Now, if we see to the background of that issue, we will know that 750,000 people were displaced after that issue and that war in 1949 with Israel. Now, this place was divided into three parts: West Bank, Gaza Strip, and Jerusalem. Jerusalem was now divided into East and West Jerusalem. Israel says that whole of the Jerusalem is the capital of Israeli state, but Palestinian, they claim the East Jerusalem to be the capital of Palestine. Now, same city is the capital of the both countries. Now, following the tensions in 1956, the Suez crisis happened because Israeli invaded the Suez Peninsula, and Egypt, Jordan, and Syria, these three mutually attacked Israeli government because they did not want the control of Suez Canal and Peninsula by Israeli government. That led to the 6 days war with Israel of these three countries. Unfortunately, again, Arabs lost the war and Israeli won the war. Now, this in June 1967, following the series of the maneuvers by the Egyptian president, because they wanted to have a peace deal, the name Abdul Jamal Nasir, the Israel preemptively attacked territorial control over Sinai Peninsula and Gaza Strip from Egypt. The West Bank and East Jerusalem from Jordan, that place was taken from Jordan, and the Golan Heights were taken from Syria. Now, these three places were taken from the Arab countries by the Israeli government, and they occupied it because they won the war. Now, in October, this war was named as October War, in which Egypt, Syria launched a surprise two-front attack on Israel because they wanted to regain the control of the region that was lost to Israelis because of that 6 days war. They wanted to regain that place. Finally, in 1979, following the series of the ceasefire and the peace negotiations, representative from Egypt and Israel signed the Camp David Accords, a peace treaty that ended a 30-year war between Egypt, Jordan, Syria, and Israel. Even though the Camp Accords improved the relation between the neighbor countries of Israel with Israel, the question of the Palestinian self-determination was like questioned. Palestine was totally removed in that issue, and there was not any talks about country named Palestine and the Palestinian people. Now, in 1993, Oslo I Accords was like the agreement that mediated between the conflict, setting up a framework for the Palestinian that they will be given Gaza and East Jerusalem to be the part of the Palestine, and all other places to be the part of the Israel. Now, it was recognized by both the countries, but in 1995, Oslo II Accord happened. That was like an improvement of the first agreement, Oslo I Accord, adding provision that mandated the complete withdrawal of Israel from 6 cities and 450 towns. Now, it was completely told by Israeli government that they will get back from the 6 cities that they have occupied and 450 towns. Now, it was told in 1995, but in 2000, issues rised again, tensions rised again, and the Palestinian grievances over Israel was reached to a level that a war again started between Israel and the Palestinian people this time, not Egypt, Jordan, Syria, now the Palestinian people. Now, because of that, because the peace process was very slow, Israeli former Prime Minister named Ariel Sharon, he also visited the Mosque Al-Aqsa. So like people of Palestine were not happy for that. So they started a war named as First Intifada. It was named as First Intifada. And now the Al-Aqsa Mosque, the holiest place of Islam, they wanted to regain it. Now, after the First and Second Intifada, construction of wall around the West Bank was happened. Now, this is the wall that was totally disapproved by the UN and all other international community, that they cannot make it because it was a territory that is not being recognized by both of the countries. So it is a conflict, they cannot make that wall, but because of the support of the US, French and all other countries, unfortunately, they made that wall that was not according to the rules and regulations of the international community. Now, in 2013, the US attempted to make some negotiations and agreements between Palestinian people and Israeli government. However, those peace talks didn't get completed. Why? Because Fatah, the Palestinian Authority ruling party, formed a unity government with Hamas. Now, Hamas was a recognized terrorist organization from US, but Hamas is a good political party in Palestine, and a lot of people believe that they are jihadi who are working for regaining the places occupied by Israel. So half of the world recognizes them as a terrorist, half of the world recognizes them as jihadis who are like just defending their own land. Now, so those negotiations never completed by the US because Hamas led a government also. In summer 2014, clashes in Palestinian territories and a military confrontation between Israeli military and Hamas happened, in which like thousands of rockets were fired by Hamas towards Israel, and Israel also retaliated back towards the Gaza, and like it killed a lot of people, civilian people and children also. So like 2,251 Palestinians were killed at that retaliation, and only 73 Israelis lost their lives. So in every conflict, the civilian population killed by Israeli government was numerous. Now, following everything, the Donald J. Trump, the last president of United States administration, set achieving an Israeli-Palestinian deal as a foreign policy priority. They wanted to totally solve the conflict, and they wanted to give priority to this issue also. In 2018, Trump administration cancelled funding for the UN Relief and Work Agency, which provides aid to Palestinian refugees. Now, it is not a good move. You want to solve the conflict between two countries, and the country which has been occupied, if you stop that aid, it literally shows the image to the world that you are biased. Now, if you want to solve the issue between two people, two countries, you must be unbiased. So, US government was biased towards the Israeli government. Now, Palestinian leaders in all of the Middle East, Europe, they didn't approve that movement, they condemned that. Now, Israel want complete and united Jerusalem. Israel considered it, and they considered it in their holy book that they were told that land belongs to them. That is totally idiotic move, because nobody can just stand up and say that I want that country because I was told in that book that this region is mine. No, it doesn't happen. So following that, in this year, 4 to 5 days before, Israeli government attacked Palestinians in Mosque Al-Aqsa, killing and injuring a lot of people, dishonoring, disturbing the honor of the Mosque Al-Aqsa, because it is the third holiest place for Muslims. Clashes erupted by the Palestinian people towards Israel, and all other Muslim countries also were concerned about the civilian lives of the Palestinians, and also the honorable and respected place and land of Muslims, also claimed by Jews. So I hope that I have explained the background of this issue, and I wish and I hope that this issue gets resolved as soon as possible. Muslim community, non-Muslim community, the international community have to play a role. The UN has a duty to play a role for their part in Kashmir and Palestine. There must be a two-state solution, but according to the agreements of 1967, Israel have to get back from the area that they have illegally occupied. There must be a state Israel, but not on the places where they believe it to be. Palestinians should be given their full rights and full land, and as demanded. And now I hope that this issue gets resolved. Palestinian lives matters. The innocent and civilian lives matters. This thing must stop. The killing of the civilian people must stop immediately. Because if there are clashes between two countries, if army is being killed, it is okay. But if the civilian population is being killed, it is not okay. Children and women are being killed by the bombs bombarded by the Israeli government. Now we hope so that this issue gets resolved. Our prayers for our Palestinian brothers and sisters and children. We will do each and everything to help them, and nobody wants war, nobody wants conflicts, so there must be a peace solution. I hope so that I've explained this video as expected. Hit the like button if you like the video. Comment down below the links of other videos you want us to give reaction on. If you are the first one on the channel, subscribe the channel and hit the notification button so that you will be notified about all other videos uploaded on our channel. We react to the Turkish food, Turkish society, Turkish traditions, Turkish culture, Turkish military. All the videos according to that, we react on it, and we want to give the positive image about Turkey. Hope so that you have enjoyed the video. We will try to meet you with another amazing video. Till that day, thank you. Allah Hafiz.